All right, good for Shelty.
Shelty, with Ponce in the fifth, it looked like there were a couple of pitches that were below the strike zone that they were able to square up to knock in some of those runs. Did you think those pitches were pretty well executed and you just tip your cap, or were you trying to see something different there?
Yeah, I mean, the Peterson pitch looked like it was a ball. Looked like he went down and golfed it and got it up in the air. And he swung it about well tonight. Peterson swung about well tonight. You know, part of that inning, we gave up a hit to the pitcher before that, and you know that ends up hurting us a little bit. But I thought Cody did a nice job. He threw strikes, you know, and just got beat by the long ball.
Shelty, you know, after the fact, was he on a pitch count? Like, was there a certain level that you wanted to let him go in terms of like his stamina, or was he free to keep going? And then, you know, obviously ran into some trouble there.
No, I mean, he wasn't going to go past 90 today, just with where he had been and what he had thrown. And I think he threw, 86, 87. He did a nice job. I mean, he competed. He threw the ball on the plate. You know, no nerves at all, which was good. It's just we ended up giving up, you know, we ended up not executing a couple pitches. And the way it's been for us lately is when we don't execute pitches, they're getting hit out of the ballpark. And when that happens, it's, you know, unfortunate.
Shelty, you put Gamel in that number 2 spot, and he seemed to do pretty well there tonight. What did you like about his at-bats, and why put him in that spot and see what he can do?
Well, I mean, with Newman's been hitting there, you know, we thought we'd give Ben a chance up there. You know, good at bats, solid bats, hit the ball hard twice, did a nice job, just kind of mixing up the lineup, keeping the 1 and 3 guys the same. And, you know, Stalls and Polo had been in that 4-5, mixing between that 4-5. We just thought it was a, you know, a little bit of a good mix. We like the matchup with Arrieta, and he took good swings tonight.
Shelty, after the first and second, obviously Arrieta kind of locked in. Is that kind of how you view that, or do you think that the offense sort of struggled or something changed there? Like, was there anything that kind of changed there after the second inning? Obviously, jumped on him early.
Yeah, I thought the execution of his breaking pitches really ticked up. You know, he used the cutter, he used the curveball, and he got sharper. And you know, we had a couple other opportunities that we didn't capitalize, but I think he definitely got sharper after the second inning.
Shelty, whenever you give these young guys, you know, different opportunities, how do you manage, you know, the kind of highs and lows that you have to assume are going to come with that? Like Tucker, you had the big hit in the ninth, but, you know, earlier at bats didn't look like he was exactly at a great spot up until that point.
Yeah, I mean, good swing there in the ninth off Kimbrel. And actually, I thought from the things that we've been working on with Tuck, he was in a better spot. You know, we didn't see the results of it, but in terms of how he looked in the box, how his setup was, how his load was, definitely signs of encouragement. So, I mean, you know, the first couple at bats in terms of outcome weren't good, but in terms of the process, it was better.
Derek, did you get a report from Chad's rehab tonight?
Yeah, just real quick. I saw that he threw 3 1/3 and gave up 1 hit, I think, punched out 4, but that's all I have on it. Just a little bit of the line. I don't have anything else.
Shelty, I'm curious your impressions of David Bedner. I mean, we've got quite a few appearances under his belt now. The job he's done in leverage roles like he did tonight to keep the game close. What have you kind of seen at him?
He continues to get better. I mean, we talk about guys getting better in execution of pitches. You know, early on in the year, it was predominantly fastball. I think we're seeing the curveball and the split start to play. And, you know, he's doing it, like you said, Jake, in the heart of orders with good hitters, and he continues to execute. So I think the thing with David is we just continue to see him, you know, make strides, and it's why he's getting leverage innings.
With Howard, he was removed because of the situation, not anything to deal with that.
Yeah,
check formula.
because of the situation with Baez. Bednar was up for Baez the whole time.
All right, all good.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys, Cody Ponce is here. Questions for Cody?
Cody, that slider you threw to Jock Peterson for the second homer, I was curious how well you thought that pitch was executed. It looked like it was pretty well below the zone, but he was able to reach down and get it.
Yeah, it was the right pitch that we wanted to go to. It was set up right where we wanted it. I think it was just came out of my hand a little bit wrong, backed up a little bit on me, still down below the zone where we wanted it, but it's baseball.
Cody, is that kind of how you chalk up that inning? Because that one was below the zone. The Baez one was below the zone too. It looked like Rizzo just kind of fought off like pretty good fastball that just like found its way through the infield. Like, I know it's not the results you want, but you kind of just chalk it up as like, the pitches weren't all that bad. They were just finding holes or finding, barrels.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's baseball. We're all going to go out there and have our good days and our bad days. And you know what? Like, I made the pitches that I wanted to make. The curveball to Baez was a little bit backed up. It was below zone, which was great, but it wasn't in the right location. Besides that, yeah, the pitch to Rizzo is what we talked about where we wanted to go. The changeup that I hung to Jock obviously was definitely not the spot that I wanted it. The first home run I gave up. But no, everything is great. I mean, I'm not upset about anything at all. I mean, I went out there and our goal was for me to pound the strike zone as much as I can and try to get early outs, and it is what it is.
Cody, how much have they explained to you what they're going to do in terms of these spot starts, whether it's a guy like you or your Jorge or somebody else? Have the Pirates given you much of an idea of how this is going to work, and what's it like to come up in that situation?
I think my job is every 5 days I go out there and I take the baseball whenever they tell me. And if I'm going to be here for the next 5 days, 10 days, whatever it is, if I'm spot starting, it doesn't matter. I do know that my job is to throw a baseball, and they will tell me when I got to do what I got to do.
Do you approach it any differently, whether it's AAA or Major League pitch batters you're facing?
Pretty sure the base paths are all still 60 feet, and the mound is still 60 feet and 6 inches.
Hey, Cody, what kind of specialized work did you do like toward the end of spring training, and how have the results kind of translated in Indy, and did it carry over to tonight?
First off, let me correct myself. The base paths are not 60 feet. They are 90 feet here in this league. So make sure that one doesn't go down on the wrong page there. You know what? When I was working in Indy with Joel Hannerhan, him and I, our main thing was to get back to the bottom of the strike zone, to be able to effectively locate a heater down and in, down and away, and to be able to have emphasis going down as well as going up. Coming from spring training, obviously we had a little setback there and dealt with that, and everything's going very well now. So I think I answered that question for you. I don't know if I went off on a different tangent there.
But this is an era where so many guys now, it's becoming the trend to work upstairs more in the strike zone. Has the lower part of the zone been I don't want to say a problem, but a thing for you in the past, or why the renewed emphasis on that now?
So as everybody knows, this game is a cat and mouse game. So we had to start to counter the swings that everybody started to do, as those big launch angle swings in the sense. So I think that's where people started to learn that the numbers in the sense, hey, you have better carry on your fastball that's up, and you get, you're able to get more strikes up there. Now all the hitters are starting to set their sights up, and we have to be able to go back down. So it's just a little Tom and Jerry game. I mean, just back and forth and learning how to be able to go both up and down. And that's kind of my thing now. Spence in college, and as I was drafted, and even coming all the way up, I was told to pound the bottom of the strike zone, which is what will get me those early ground balls and those, those fly ball outs. So
Cody, do you think that maybe led or at least contributed to the decision to have you start this specific game against the Cubs, which is a team with, an MVP candidate over there that does like to put the ball in the air and things like that? Do you think that there was a specific reason why you got the call against the Cubs?
I don't know. I can't answer that question. I just know that they told me to go out there and pitch, and that's my job. So that's what I'm going to do.
You have your choice of being Tom or Jerry. Which one are you picking?
I plead the fifth on that one.
All right, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen. Great seeing you guys.
All right, everybody, we'll continue with Ben Gamel.
Ben, how do you like that number 2 spot in the lineup? It seemed like it fit you really well tonight.
Yeah, definitely saw the ball well tonight. I'm just happy to be in the lineup. Don't matter where. 2, 3, 4, all the way to 9.
And obviously you hit him pretty well there early in the game, but it seemed like Arietta kind of locked in there after the second inning. What did you see or observe or anything like that?
Everything's he splits the plate, with movement on both sides. I mean, he's got the cutter off the sinker, he's got the big curveball and then a changeup. It's something where if you kind of chase him around, it's going to be a long night. But I feel like we did a, pretty good job early in the game of, stringing some at bats together and stuff like that. And, just kind of got to keep it rolling like that.
And I was curious what you thought of the job Ponce did. We talked to him a little bit about that 5th inning. There were some pitches he executed pretty well and they were able to get them. But I mean, outside of that, it looked like a pretty decent start. I'm curious what you thought.
No, I would agree. I'd agree with, everything you said there. Obviously, it's baseball and stuff's going to happen. And, I thought he responded well and, he came at us, he gave us opportunity to win the game and that's really all we can ask for every night.
But now you've had some time out in left field. What do you think about playing there at PNC Park especially?
It's big. It's a big left field, bigger than, I've been used to. But, every day I get a little more comfortable out there and, I'm excited for what this year has in store.
How is it harder to play the ball down the line there than maybe it looks? Because it seems like they've had to play a lot of them down the left field line.
No, I think it's pretty cut and dry, as long as you know where the walls are and stuff like that, a couple, how many steps you got on the track and stuff like that, then, it's pretty cut and dry. So.
Anything else for Ben?
Yeah, Ben, how much does it help to hit behind a guy like Frazier that can sort of, I guess, do both when it comes to just, drop a bunt on the first pitch, but also work a count and kind of show you everything before you get to the.
Man, he's been fun to watch. Obviously, this is my 3rd week here now, and I don't know if I've been to a game yet where he hasn't barreled up 3 or 4 balls. It's just been absolutely incredible to watch. I love watching that guy go to work every day. It's been awesome.
All good, gents? Anything else?